Good evening, peoples. I'm Pastor Leia, and this is my co-host, Gingersnap. So welcome back to our living room for I believe, final installment of our Bible study series for our worship series for the season, From Generation to Generation, looking again at our gospel text for the week and the art that went along with it. So tonight, we return to another familiar story. Also, before we get into the story, I just want to show off that these are my Christmas earrings. No one has ever figured out why they are my Christmas earrings when I've asked them to, because they are flakes of gold with bits of frankincense and myrrh in resin. So, these are pretty legit, thematically Christmas earrings, more so than little trees or whatever. But anyway, it's, one of those little jokes that I think is funny and no one else does. Anyway, so our gospel tonight brings us back to the second chapter of Matthew. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star at its rising and have come to pay him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophet, 'And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel.'" Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, so that I may also go and pay him homage." When they had heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road. This is the word of the Lord. So now we return back to our beautiful piece of art for the week, The Golden Pilgrimage by my friend Carmelle Beaugelin, who I met at seminary. So I wanted to share her artist reflection about creating this piece. She writes, "Imagine the whispers in the town of Bethlehem. The relatives of Mary and Joseph, curious about the absence of the soon-to-be young mother, grateful to have a sense of distance from the silent scandal of an unwed wife, and a man who remains with her in her apparent dishonor. Members of the community whispering of Herod's increasing anxiety over the birth of one of their own. Those learned in the ways of the stars gazing up to search the dark skies for a prominent golden orb, over which the elders have been speculating. The Feast of the Epiphany celebrates the pilgrimage of three distinguished individuals to the newborn revelation of God revealed in the Christ child. Whether there were only 3 wise men, or kings, or magi, does not matter. However, many of them made the harrowing pilgrimage to the newborn Jesus. They were most likely foreigners and outsiders. Often the community we begin a journey with is not the same community that supports us throughout our journey's length. The Golden Pilgrimage depicts that kind of surrogacy that occurs when a friend, a sibling, a neighbor, a father, or a pastor steps in as a much-needed friend. Even in the story of our Savior's birth, it is not a matter of whether blood is thicker than water. Instead, what matters are the bonds that tie a community together when love and acceptance flow, like the healing frankincense and myrrh of the gift bearers. I know it is kind of pedantic to point out that technically nowhere in the story does it say that there were 3 of them, but I'm glad that Carmelle pointed that out too, because it doesn't say anywhere in the story that there are 3 of them. It's just that there are traditionally 3 gifts. There is so much fan fiction about them, and they're also, like, nowhere in the text does it say that they were kings. The image of them as kings only comes up because, is it year B, maybe? I forget. The lectionary has a psalm about kings that is paired with this story. And anyway, it's like a literary thing, like contrasting. They're not kings, they're just like scholars. And anyway, again, not the point. The point is that people came from far off distant lands who are not the people you would have expected to come. And anyway, they came to see Jesus because even they could see that this was an important thing. That's the point here. But no, I get caught up on the detail of it doesn't say there were 3 of... Anyway. Yeah, but I do love her reading and the way that she talks about people standing in when we need somebody on a journey. And anyway, I just thought that was lovely. Yeah. So thanks for joining me for this Bible study series, going with From Generation to Generation. If you happen to have ideas of another book or set of characters or themes or something that we could go through in, upcoming Bible study videos, let me know in the comments down below, and I would, be amenable to that. Yeah, just saying, I take requests. Haven't actually gotten any Bible study requests yet, I don't think, but you could be the first. You could be the first. So happy Epiphany, friends. I hope it has been lovely and full of sparkly things and sweet smelling things, whether or not those things are literally gold and or frankincense and or myrrh. And good night.